Hello and welcome to Akashic Knowing. I wanted to spend a little bit of time with you today and talk a little bit about what's going on in our world. I know there's a lot of people who are feeling great concern and worry, disconnected. And so I want to really talk about some of what the record keepers say about these things, these times, and do a little bit of group healing for everyone. So I'm happy to see you here. And, I'd love it if you can type in, say hi, let me know where you're from, what's going on with you, so I can focus on what your issues are. And we can talk a little bit about what's going on while people gather on. Oh, hello from Portugal. Lovely. And maybe Florida. I'm not sure. You can tell me where you're from too. So that's always fun to see. So people are just hopping on. I know I did send out an email, so thank you for showing up and joining me here. Yes, hi Jill, yay, Sandra, Meg, so nice from London, lovely. Wow, I guess this is a good time for Europe, right? Portugal, London, I know Jill's in the US somewhere, not quite sure where, but that's always fun to see getting, the European contingent. Sometimes I do things later in the evening, which is your middle of the night. And okay, Southern Oregon. I'm in the San Francisco Bay Area. Oh, Massachusetts. Okay, very cool. Good. So if you'd like to let me know, you just type in who you are, where you're from, what you'd like to work on today. My intention is to spend, about 30 or so minutes and do some healing for you. Okay, I know this has kind of just been so wild, and what we're noticing, so let me just do a couple of things as we're starting right now. Let's open the Akashic Records for the group, and that just means anyone who is watching now or later. That connects all of us in as a collective group that's here and interested in receiving healing energy from the Akashic Masters, receiving information, insights, wisdom, whatever it is that I get to download for you today. And so let's go ahead and open the records. I see there's lots more people jumping on, and I'd love to, if you just want to go ahead and type in, your name, where you're from, just so we can kind of connect in. I will open the group records, not personal records at all. That takes a little bit too much time, but good. And just so you know, at the moment, I'm going to be doing a little more group healing around what we're experiencing now in this day and age. And so I'll talk a little bit about our life mission, soul purpose, things like that too, because we are at such a pivotal time in history. And food addictions, hard to deal with food cravings right now. Yeah, I do get that. I know so often we're like, I'm stuck in the house. What am I going to do? I'm a little bored. Maybe I'll eat something, right? So it's a pretty common thing. So let's do a little work around food addiction, and cravings, and the other addictions that are showing up for us at this time also, of course, alcohol. Oh, hello from Dubai. Hello from New Jersey. And we've got Canada, California. Berkeley, my neighbor. Hi. Good, of course. All right, well, let's do let's open the records. Let's bring us all into this beautiful Akashic energy right here and right now. And then I will just channel, download whatever it is the record keepers want to talk about this in this moment, and what's going on with the world in this moment, and we'll see what else. We'll do a little bit of healing, clearing work around some of the things that I just mentioned that are being written in. Okay. Oh, food stress. Yeah, I think the food thing is a big deal right now. Oh, and relationships too. Yes. So my plan is to do this on Tuesdays and Fridays. So we'll get to as much as we can today, but plan on coming back on Friday at noon Pacific time, just a little bit later, and we'll do more work. So we'll see, how much we get to today, and so. So let's open the records and bring us all into this beautiful Akashic divine wisdom and energy today. So if you're in a place, and I'm kind of gathering that most of us are at home, that we can sit back and close our eyes if you can. And so we can do that. And let's take a nice deep breath as we drop out of our head, out of that linear thinking mind, and land really gently down into our heart. And we invite our heart to open and expand a little bit further as we settle in, feeling the energy shifting down in our body. And we ask the divine lords of unconditional love to help us center fully in this moment as we create this sacred space. Please wrap us in your love and protection, and allow us to travel to the highest realms of the Akasha available to us today. Please help us relay our multidimensional heart open to divine love and release all resistance. Lords of the Akashic Record, please guide us to the deepest truth we can access now, today, and support us in healing and releasing that which no longer serves on our true path. We give great thanks for our divine love and support on this journey today. So breathing down into your heart. We ask the Akashic Masters to wrap us in their beautiful silvery blue column of light. It may feel swirly for you. I often feel that kind of as a cool breeze swirling around. Some people feel it as a little bit of a tingly kind of energy. But we're recreating this beautiful, vast column of light that encircles all of us around the world. I see everybody from South Africa to Portugal to England to, of course, all around the U.S. and Canada, the Netherlands and Norway. Lovely. So bringing us together, we ask the assistance of the Akashic Record Keepers to take us deeply into our own personal Akashic records as we learn of the truth that's available to us today. And so it is. Blessed be. So letting your heart open and expand as we move into this sacred space. Good. So, so there's a couple of things the record keepers would just like to say for everyone, to everyone. And really their message is that we are as we even called this session, really we're at this very pivotal, it's very funny, I keep wanting to say pivotable, which I can't quite figure out what that means, but we're at this very pivotal time in history. And as we stand on this precipice, it is so, so important for each and every one of us to spend as much time as we possibly can in our heart center, to literally keep dropping out of our head and down into our heart. You know, just when we start to think and we start to worry and we start to stress about all of the things that we can think, worry, and stress about. Of course, there's tons, whether it's the virus or it's money or going back to work or feeling alone or isolated or lonely or even feeling abandoned. And we'll do a little bit of work around all of these things, I think, today. But remember to just kind of breathe deeply and down into your heart and let your heart open and expand as you allow yourself to feel love, to feel truth. Not to think or wonder or try and decipher truth, but to feel it in our heart, down into our solar plexus, all the way down into our belly. Many of us, or I would venture to say most of us, are very clairsentient, and that means that we are feeling sorts of people. And so because we feel, it becomes really important for us to feel the love, to feel the support, to feel that truth, and not try and figure it out in this mental level. And part of what we're doing at this time in history is also rebalancing. So we're rebalancing our energies, we're rebalancing masculine and feminine energy, left and right brain. We can go through, it's a beautiful healing process. We'll see if I get to it today, but if not today, another day. I'm going to even just start to write myself some notes, because I have the record keepers wanted to share some of the healing prayers from my book, From Questioning to Knowing, with the 73 healing prayers to transform your life. It's always available on Amazon if you're interested in it. I'm sure I'll get to a couple of those, as well as doing different energy healings, clearings, work. But I'm going to make some notes on what they're sharing, because I'm already like, okay, there's 20 different things we could do. So I'd love to do some balancing of masculine and feminine energy today or another day. And it really is about balance in so many ways. And when we can balance our head and our heart, when we can balance our left brain and our right brain, when we can balance our chakra system, we are able to live in a greater place of alignment. And all of this alignment is, oh boy, yeah, all of this alignment is part of what we're creating so that we can access our higher self, our Akashic Records, whatever other pieces that you have access to. Some of us have a very clear and strong connection to the angelic realm. Always great to get guidance there. I love to teach people how to access the Akashic Records, and of course, I'll talk a little bit more about that. But what the Akashic Record keepers really want to share today is that if we can move out of our fear, our worry, and our concern, spend way more time in our heart, in our love, and know that we're at this time where we are co-creating a brand new heaven on earth. And the way to do that is through love. And so we have a high heart. We have this, it's where the thymus is. So we have our fourth chakra and we have our high heart. And the high heart is considered the spiritual heart. And it's one of the reasons it's always lovely to wear necklaces or jewelry that can amplify that energy. So I love to wear crystals that amplify the energy. And that's one of the things that I'm doing today with my yellow crystal, is to be able to amplify the love, the spiritual love, the unconditional love. And when we open our heart chakra, our fourth chakra, that we really encompass and embrace, is the word the record keepers want to use, our spiritual heart. We're merging these pieces together so that we can become a stronger, clearer, unconditionally loving soul embodied. And of course, these are so important for us to do in each and every way we can, is to embody unconditional love, to share that with humanity, to share our light in so many ways. So the record keepers want us to remember to continually move out of any level of fear, worry, or stress. This is a beautiful reset that we're in. And so if we can look at it as an opportunity to reset our energy field, to open to deeper truth, with a capital T, not all the garbage we've been hearing for hundreds of years, honestly. We are coming to rebalance male-female energy so the divine feminine can be in beautiful balance with the divine masculine, and we're releasing the old paradigm of men over women or masculine over feminine. We're bringing the divine energies back into balance. And this is one of the ways we are doing it, is by slowing down, by resetting, by cocooning, by giving ourselves the chance, the opportunity to spend more time with ourselves, in our heart, with our loved ones, if we have families that are close that we can spend time with, to spend time in meditation, to really spend time in conversation with either your higher self or your Akashic Records, because I know some of you are students of the Akashic Record and have worked with me and studied with me over the years. And so, and I will have a new workshop coming up online in June. So if you're called to do something like that, if you haven't taken the Akashic workshops yet, I will be offering one, and that's of course always on my website at akashicknowing.com. So lots of opportunities to deepen into your own divine wisdom. And so I want to scroll back through quickly and just get to a couple of the things that have popped up already. So okay, so they do want to touch on our mission and our purpose. And one of the things the record keepers are wanting to say to each and every one of you is, and they're like, listen closely. You are all ancient and wise souls. You have been and done so many things throughout your hundreds and hundreds of lifetimes here on planet Earth alone. Not only have most of you had 400 or 600 or even 800 lifetimes on Earth, but you've had many different lifetimes in other planets, planes, and dimensions. And so what the record keepers are suggesting you do right now for a minute, we're going to do it a little bit as almost a guided energy healing visualization, apparently they're saying. What they'd like us to do is to, again, as we've already dropped down into our heart, closing our eyes. And we invite Because remember, we're connected to our own Akashic record keepers. We're in this beautiful group energy of the Akashic field. And we invite and ask for our record keepers, our own personal record keepers, to give us a message of our highest and best next step. So knowing that you have been healers and wise women and wise men, that you have been teachers and oracles, and that you too have shared great wisdom in the world throughout the last, they're saying 7,000 years. Knowing that, feeling that, embodying that. They would like you to take a moment, whether you prefer to just receive a message with your eyes closed, or if you have a piece of paper and a pen, to just do a little automatic writing right now. And the question is, what is my highest and best next step for me as I create heaven on earth now? What is my highest and best next step? As I create heaven on earth now. And we're just going to take a moment and I'll see what else comes through. But the record keepers want you to start to embody your truth. And this is one of the reasons that they have asked me to share the Akashic Record workshops and courses to teach humanity to access their own Akashic Records. So let me be quiet for a minute while you receive an answer. What is your highest and best next step as you align to creating your purpose, your path? Beautiful. So hopefully a little information and wisdom is coming through for you on that. And I want to go on and do a little bit of energy healing and clearing around food addictions, food cravings, kind of the food thing. I know often when we're home and we're, maybe even a little bored. So boredom is a higher vibration than fear. It's a way higher vibration than fear. And so I choose boredom over fear and stress, worry or guilt. Those are all very low vibrations in the scale of 1 to 1,000. If you look at some, Dr. David Hawkins wrote a book called Power versus Force. And he really looked at every emotion and kind of gave it a number. And so things like guilt and fear are really under 100, and awakening is 700 to 1,000. So he even shows us that awakening is not a place, but it is a journey in its own right. And love is 500. So as we move into 500 and up into higher energies of peace and joy and bliss and awakening, the world changes. And this is part of what this cocooning is giving us the opportunity to do. And they really want us to know that as we're cocooning, to know that this is really about going from the caterpillar to the butterfly. The caterpillar has to create that cocoon, has to be able to transform, to be reborn as the butterfly. And this is why the record keepers are calling this time right now that we're experiencing with whoever crazy named it sheltering at home or whatever that is about. I always get, it's really cocooning. You're transforming. You are creating a new world for yourselves. And so it's very beautiful and powerful work to do. And so when you think about it in that way, just imagine yourself wrapped in divine light and love from Source, from the angels, from the Akashic Record keepers, from all of your beautiful guides. And feel that beautiful cocoon around you, allowing you the safety and the time to transform. So dropping into your heart and feeling that love. They're showing me the image of a baby who's swaddled in a swaddling blanket. When my babies were little, and often when babies are really little, they cry and they flail, and then you tie them in really tightly, you swaddle them up, and they were like, oh, I'm safe. Swaddling is a wonderful thing, and so is cocooning when we can look at it in that way. So feeling that love and that beautiful divine energy all wrapped around you. And then we're going to do a little clearing around these addictions, such as food or any kind of addiction. Alcohol, food cravings, food addictions. I don't know if people's shopping addictions are popping up at this time or not, but I know there's a lot of anxiety too that's coming up. Okay, people are writing pivotable, in capable of turning on or as if on a pivot. I guess you're all looking it up. Thank you. I appreciate it. We can choose to use this time to pivot. We can turn it off and on. Thank you. Okay, so I'm going to just do some energy clearing, and what I'm seeing is like threads, or they're cords, but they're finer than, often we think of a cord, to me, as kind of like some big cord that plugs into your heart or into your back or into your neck. Often we'll feel them. It can actually create some discomfort and dis-ease in the physical body when someone cords us, especially if they cord us into an organ. And so we can notice that as kind of a big plug into the body, right? Bang, you're like, ow, something in my shoulder, right? And sometimes it will be a cord from somebody they're trying to get into your heart, and you may feel it even higher up, like it's in your shoulder or something. But what these addictions are looking like to me is much finer veining. And so it's a societal energy that I'm seeing and clearing and releasing. And so that's really what the record keepers are working on. So I just feel it in my hands. And so I just tend to kind of heal whatever I'm feeling, or move whatever it is that I feel with my hands. And so that's what I'm doing, is we're clearing and releasing old cords to addictions, to food, to alcohol, to gambling, to shopping, whatever it might be for you. And then they actually want to go back all the way and clear it in the ancestral lineage. Apparently a lot of people, it's almost like the cord, the veining has come down through the ancestral lineage. And so we're going to go back and clear that all the way back through your mother's lineage and your father's lineage, because we get it from either or both sometimes, but so we'll do both of those, clearing and releasing that. All the way back through, at the moment I'm working mother's lineage, all the way back to the very first two people, clearing and releasing the energy of addiction, any way that showed up in the genetics, in our DNA. Any part of that is more ancestral, kind of in the thought thinking. So I'm also getting that a chunk of that is connected to like comfort food, to eating if there's no other kind of choice or no other way that we have to comfort ourselves. And so that has also been kind of passed down through the ancestral lineage, so we're clearing that out also. Beautiful. And we'll do that back through your father's ancestral lineage also. Run that all the way back. All of the same pieces, all of that energy, and they fill the ancestral lineages with beautiful golden divine light, healing light that comes down through both sides, your mother's, your father's ancestral lineage, all the way down into your physical body right now, all the way down into your genetic I see it almost like a genetic box that stores our tapes, our genetic codes, and so it's this new energy comes down into these genetic codes and is healing and updating, upgrading your genetic codes without this old energy of addiction. Okay, that's good. I like that. Okay. And I'm just going to pop this in. Let's see if that goes. So I also do a membership group if anyone's interested in doing. I do this for like 2 hours once a month. So if you want to read more about that, you could click the link, which is akashicknowing.com/support. And I just put that link in the box. So you could check that out if that's something that would be useful for you too. And let me go back through and see what else. I know I'm trying to keep it down to 30 minutes or so each, twice a week, but let me see what else was coming through. So one of the messages that is coming through is about standing in our power. That's the message that's coming through really clearly as I read back through some of these, you know, people asking a little bit about what's the message I need to hear. This is what they're saying. It is really time for each and every one of us to stand in our power, to step fully into the truth of who you are as an ancient and wise soul. As I mentioned, it really is so important that we know the truth of who we are, that we realize and own the fact that you are hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and thousands and thousands and thousands of lifetimes old here on earth and in other places, planes, and dimensions. And when you can feel that come down into your body, I'm seeing that dropping into everyone, almost like a, again, like an upgrade. I don't have another particular word for it. It just it dropped in almost like I saw the ancient wise soul that you all are, standing in these ancient, beautiful, wise kind of valences, right? That would be like looking at you as the wise woman from the ancient mystery schools, as the wise man, the shaman, shaman. I don't know if there's a is there is there a different word for women than shaman? Anyway, maybe somebody knows that for me. I spend way too much time in the ethers. So, but really owning, feeling, embodying the wisdom and the truth of who you are. So, letting yourself feel that. And even see that. It might show up almost like a vision. Shaman, I don't know. I think they're always shaman, but maybe they're just wise women. Anyway, I'll go with that. So let yourself see that, experience that, feel that. Let an image or an energy or a vision of the greater truth of who you are fill your body right now. And with it comes so much memory of who you are as a person who has done so many things, right? So our soul purpose is very much written in your soul's plan. So you wrote a soul plan before you embodied. You said, I am going to go and, my example would be, I'm going to go and share the Akashic Records with humanity again. I am going to be an author. I am going to be a mother. I am going to be a communicator. I am going to be a teacher. I am going to be a healer. How could I forget that one? Right? So I just rattled off 6 things that are all part of my bigger soul purpose. And so the Akashic Masters want you to realize that it's never one thing. That would be boring, right? You have many, many purposes. And as we took a moment earlier and asked what is my highest and best next step, to step further onto my path or into my purpose or align with my purpose. All of those are good kind of questions to ask. And you may go on today and let yourself kind of use that almost as a something to contemplate, as a contemplation. Often you can take a contemplation into your meditation. And as you sit to meditate, you say, the question that I would like to answer today is, what is my highest and best next step as I move into greater alignment with my soul path and purpose? And that's kind of the intention of the meditation. That's the contemplation, which is very different than thinking. Contemplation goes on in your heart. And so allow yourself to do that over this next few days, to really deepen into the truth that you have, and to know that you have numerous soul purposes and paths. And one of the things I keep hearing, and I haven't gotten out of my mouth yet, is that often your purpose is something that comes very easily to you. And so many of us ignore it because it's easy. We think it's unvaluable. We believe because it's easy for us that it's easy for everyone. And that's not the truth. So it's important to know that just because it's easy for you, that actually means that you are in a greater alignment to that information and that wisdom. That because it comes quickly and easily, it's just like if you were able to play the piano when you were a small child And you thought everybody can play the piano, or you could sing, or you could dance well, and you said, well, everybody can do that. Or maybe you were very clairvoyant, or you could talk to angels, or you could see the fairies, or you had a great gift of clairaudience or clairvoyance or claircognizance. You had that clear knowingness. And you assumed that because you had it, everyone else did too. But really the truth is because you have it and it comes easily, that is one of your gifts, and that is part of your purpose. Not your only purpose, because most of us have at least a half a dozen purposes. Otherwise, like the record keepers say, we would be bored out of our gourd. But, you know, that takes me right back around to the boredom is better than fear. So remembering all of those pieces as we go forward, that let yourself relax into love. Spend more time in meditation. Maybe it's yoga and contemplation. Maybe it's reading spiritual books. That may be, you know, your easiest way to meditate and to contemplate and to ruminate. Allow this time of cocooning to be, you know, transformational for you. Allow this time to transform your life with ease and grace. And so there's a couple of different things. I know there's a healing prayer that I want to read for you. So I channeled this whole book from the Akashic Record Keepers. And so there are 73 healing prayers to transform your life. And the one they want us to do right now, because it seems that this is part of what we're speaking about, is self-trust, the prayer of self-trust. Mother, Father, Goddess, God, I awaken to the memory of the ancient soul I am. With this memory, I know I can trust myself and my inner guidance. I am a divine soul having a human experience, and it is good. And so it is. Blessed be. Just let yourself feel that in your heart. You can trust your inner guidance. And this is one of the huge messages that the record keepers want you to embody at this time in history. And so I want to finish up. I was trying to do 30 minutes. I know I'm already over. But I want to answer a couple of questions. I see, are you still going to Sedona? I hope so. I'm not totally sure. I was going to teach my 3-day workshop in Sedona, but because we're in cocooning mode until the end of April, I will not be doing it live, but I will be doing it virtually. So if anyone is interested in doing a 3-day virtual Akashic Record self-mastery workshop, you can email me or you can contact me at akashicknowing.com. And I'm going to pop, I don't think it's listed on my website anymore, but I'm planning on doing it if I get a couple of more people. Right now I've got 3 people signed up for it, which isn't quite enough to hold a whole 3-day workshop. So then I'll postpone it. But if I get another, half a dozen people or so. So if you're interested, this is Akashic Self-Mastery. I usually teach Akashic Course 1 and 2 online in 6 weeks and a 7-week program. And so it takes you almost 4 months to get this information I'm going to give you in 3 very intense long days. So if you would like to dive deep into your Akashic Records right now, that would be the thing to do is, let me see, Akashic. So you can still do that workshop, and I'm kind of praying I'll get around to, to doing it in the fall. But, we just don't know what the world's going to be like for the next few months. Even my dear, dear Akashic record keepers, they always say to us that nothing is written in stone. And I think that's very important, that we are co-creating this reality. And the more we can move into these places of divine guidance, cocooning and meditating. I just popped the I popped the 3-day workshop. It won't be live in Sedona, but it will be online. But if you want to read more about it, you could go to Akashic Knowing /AKSW hyphen Sedona. So that's in the link if you're interested in studying with me and learning to access your own Akashic records. That's one of the things the record keepers are telling us. This is the time to deepen into your own guidance. And this is a phenomenal empowerment tool. So I wanted just to let you know about these different pieces, and I look forward to seeing you on Friday, and we will do more work, more healing, a lot more Akashic energy and love. I just really love being in the records with you. I love sharing with you. Feel so blessed and so honored to have you here with me today. And relax into love. Thank you. That's beautiful. Irene, why don't you email me? And so I can answer your questions better than through Facebook, okay? You can email me at lisa@akashicknowing.com. Because, yeah, so and there's been some emails. So Irene, let me know. And I hope to have some more of you in the 3-day workshop online. It will be powerful and amazing. And then, kind of just as another thought, we'll go on in June and teach Akashic Career Mastery. So if you're looking to start a spiritual career, if you're interested in becoming a certified Akashic record consultant and healer, this is really the super fast path to that. So definitely look into the 3-day workshop, and then we go on to career mastery. And Lisa@akashickknowing.com if you are interested or want to learn more about that. I'm just popping that into the, make sure I spell it right. And I look forward to seeing you all soon. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. I love you guys. I am really, really, really grateful for each and every one of you. I love you. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.